here at this year's Tallangatta show. We have such wonderful exhibitors who do bring their stock out for the parade here year after year.
On the shores of Lake Hume, the bold and the beautiful are locked in fierce competition at the Tallangatta show.
I'd like you to guess who the noisiest pet was.
But there are political animals on exhibit here too, hoping to be crowned Indi's best in show come election day.
We need an 8% swing here. The Liberals need an 8% swing to win. So it does marry up nicely.
James Trenery is the Liberal candidate for Indi in Victoria, campaigning on issues like the housing crisis and cost of living.
Yeah, well, you're looking at sort of $1,500 to $1,700, that water increase. Electricity bill.
The seat was once held by Conservatives for more than 80 years, and he's trying hard to win it back.
It's time for change. Things aren't happening. Things aren't getting done that they'd like to see get done.
Since 2013, two independents have held Indi. First, Cathy McGowan, backed by the Voices for Indi community group. She defeated Liberal incumbent Sophie Mirabella, and now Helen Haines, who's held the seat since 2019 and is also backed by the Voices group.
Well, you need to take the notes on the phone, though, you mean?
Indi is the first federal seat to have one independent succeed another.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Helen Haines.
With no party head office to rely on, the old walk and Tallangatta talk is still how the campaign for a third term is run.
We're around door knocking, we're here for the show.
While she won last time with a 7% swing, this is a tough town for her. In this particular town, you lost by about 10 votes.
Yeah, so it could just be 10 conversations, right? Like, we just met some young blokes up the street and this will be their first time voting. So, you know, maybe just by meeting me today, they'll think, oh, there's someone I know, there's someone who gives a damn. All right, let's try these folks.
She's very community orientated, like very much. I've seen her around.
Is she going to get your vote?
Probably, yeah.
I don't think there's anybody home there.
She's far from alone. Her not-so-secret weapon is the Orange Army, the Voices for Indi volunteers, who've all signed up to a shared set of values.
We want it to be respectful, we want to listen to people, we want to hear other points of view, and we're not going to trash talk anybody. And this is Sally, part of my team.
How many have you got signed up?
We've got 600 people signed up already, and there's another 400 people on the database who we're working through.
600 volunteers?
Yeah.
Some of the major parties would kill for that.
Yeah, they would. Well, maybe they need to change their behaviour. And I think, you know, this is what spurred us on in Indi. If we wanted to change politics, we had to be the change.
It's not just Tallangatta's hearts and minds to be won. The seat of Indi stretches from the Murray River in the north right down closer to Melbourne. It includes regional cities like Wodonga, Wangaratta and Benalla, the forests and the farms, and all the issues in between. It's the busiest time of the year at Rob Hawkins' vineyard. Lots of workers and worry if things go wrong.
There's a single issue that stands out, and that is telecommunications. Where we're standing right now, if I want to make a phone call on a mobile phone, can't do it.
Can we have a look at your phone there? So
sure.
Let's see what's there.
So, if you can see bars, you're a better man than me.
Oh, yeah, okay, right.
And this is the best place on the property.
So further down the valley?
As you go down the valley, nothing. If someone was injured down in the vineyard, it potentially could cost lives. There has been work done, and that was clearly as a result of the advocacy of Cathy McGowan and Helen Haines. There have been some projects put in place. They haven't fixed the problem yet.
But another issue, the rollout of renewables, is creating both power and tension.
Meanwhile, you've got this huge area.
We're at the corner of the proposed Meadow Creek solar farm and battery project. Over 500 hectares of solar panels, enough power, we're told, to light up over 100,000 homes. But not all the neighbours are impressed.
Location is key, and this really is not the right location. the water catchment, the fire risks, the biodiversity, which it is high.
You tried to sell your place, right?
Correct.
And no bites?
No bites, no luck at all.
Because of this?
If anyone local knows what's going on around here, they would stay away for sure.
Before this became a big issue, who would you have naturally voted for?
I've probably supported Helen just because she's an independent from the main parties.
And now?
Well, that's what I don't know, because no one seems to be, standing out.
Unlike independents based in the city that have campaigned on climate change, Helen Haines' seat is where the panels hit the paddocks.
What we're facing in rural and regional Australia is now the realisation, I think, that the vast majority of that energy generation is going to happen in rural and regional Australia.
There's a very large solar farm proposed at Meadow Creek locally. A lot of opposition. The people there want to know exactly what you think, whether you're for or against.
I don't think it's my role as a federal member to take a side on a private project on private land. But for me, it's about being fair, principled, and ensuring that communities can access the halls of power, can access people like the Environment Minister, and that's what I've been able to do for them.
Solar's good and it's got to be there in the mix, but it's got to go in the right place. And I don't believe this is the right place.
Look at those wonderful patient kites.
Back at the Tallangata show, there's no waiting for a result. But the political show will have to wait for its grand parade.
Are you happy with the way independents have run this seat?
Yes. I think a lot of politicians nowadays, you just listen to them and you just personally, I don't like listening to them. I don't trust them. I feel like you can trust an independent.
Got a Liberal Party flyer in your pocket. Is that an indicator of the way you're going?
At the moment, I'm still assessing. I have great scepticism about independence. It might be, nice in theory, but by and large, they have very, very little political clout in the long run of things.
But the only way to beat Labor is to have Liberal in. So it's as simple as that. You can guarantee my vote. It's hard for an independent who's not in the cabinet, who's not in the team that's governing, to get these things done.
You may well be part of a very powerful group of independents deciding who governs Australia after this election. Have you decided which way you'll go?
I can work with whoever forms government. What I do know is that I will never sign a formal deal with any major party. For me, every single vote on every single piece of legislation is always a decision that I would make according to the needs of the people of Indi and good governance. I've always done that and I will continue to do that.
There can only be one winner, and no one wants to be the political bridesmaid, or worse still, a feather duster.